Hello, sandbaggers. Welcome. In a week where ratings didn't matter unless if you didn't move. In an era of disc golf where too much disc golf was just enough. And in a weekend of disc golf where one man just decided he was going to refuse to lose. We are back, sandbaggers, on the parked couch. It's been a big couple of weeks in disc golf for us. But we're back here for another week of telling it how it is and lamenting how it probably isn't. The Australian disc golf scene at the moment is quieter than a basket being putted at by Jason. And as we wait for the Tour Phoenix to rise from the ashes of the torch trail left on it by the first few months of the year, we fan the Frisbee flames here in the clubhouse. Yes, we do. And do what we can to take the defibrillator of conversation to the hibernating beast that is Australian disc golf. Calling clear before we apply the paddles to the chest is Kyle Herbertson. Talk disc golf to me, Kyle.
Ash, I'm struggling. Where's the disc golf?
I know. There's none. Are you okay, Kyle?
I'm about to put out an Amber Alert. It's not okay.
Well, making sure to check those vital signs is one man who knows about vital signs. It's Matty Faz. How's the back, Matthew?
Got my cortisone injection booked for Monday, so that's all I really have to say on the matter, and let's talk about happier things.
Yeah, I'm glad you came in with some energy there too, Matty. I really appreciate that. Now, last but never least, and refusing to be least, sitting on the front seat of the ambulance on a booster seat, waiting to make a quick getaway, is your friend and my brother, Jason Weed. Now, what can we do to bring this part of the year to life, Squire?
A number of things. Happy Clubhouse to you.
Happy Clubhouse to you and your family.
Yeah. But I'm just a little bit, if I'm honest, I'm just a little bit starstruck at the moment. I'm nervous.
It's okay. I'm your brother, mate. You're used to me.
No. That's nothing that gets me starstruck there. I mean, those of you with a keen eye at home would have noticed who's made its way onto the couch this week, and I'm super excited about it. It's good. Right?
It is. It's good to be. It's good to be back here. And obviously, after our response to the last episode with Cam Abratansky has been huge. We've had feedback, both good and constructive. But the biggest response we've had is from players clamouring to get on here on the couch with us. The first man in this queue asking before we barely said hello at the Hopkins Hyzer a few weeks ago, when are you getting me on the couch, he says. Well, the answer to that question tonight is tonight, sandbaggers. Please make welcome the Vic Tour's newest MPO champion, Mr. Rueben Berg.
Thank you.
Here he is, Rueben Wemajika, I believe. And welcome. And how you feeling, mate? You've got your MPO win. Has it sunk in yet?
Feeling really good. Feeling all set, and it was interesting having a crack at MPO, and we'll see how we go.
Interesting having a crack at MPO, he says. Brained the field by a few strokes, had it stitched up on the final hole, just casually raising his eyebrows at me there. Ruben, you're getting a bit of love in the chat there. It's Huss. Oh yes, no, Huss. We will comment that. We were just sort of saying we haven't been able to play more than anything. Absolutely, no. We will get to that. Now, Ruben, what's next on your calendar, disc golf wise?
I'm not sure actually. It's actually a bit of a dry patch for the moment. There's nothing in particular coming up in the short term, but I'm going over to Perth for the WA Open.
Wonderful.
Which would be good, and good to get a chance to go out to Mundaring while I'm out there as well.
Yeah, so WA Opens at Pine Lines this year.
It is.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. We've been talking to some gentlemen involved in the tournament about getting us over there to film some coverage and get out to Pine Lines, a rarely played course, or a course that people rarely get the chance to play.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be able to go and give it a crack and see what it's like.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's been a while. I've noticed as well since there's been some coverage around there. So I'm really excited to go and check it out. I really haven't seen, how it's developed over the last 2-3 years. So I'm excited.
Yeah, good. Kyle's excited about disc golf. It's a big evening. Matty Faz is, well, Matty probably won't be there. He'll probably still have the back.
I'll make the call a couple of days before. Let me roll how I roll.
Yeah, because living in Victoria, WA is exactly the state that you want to be making the call, but a couple of days before, whether you go or not. Very easy course to get to, I believe. So look, we've got a lot to get through tonight. Ruben's here, firstly, because he's a bit of a legend. but also because of his recent success at the Hopkins Hyzer in Warrnambool. And I thought that's probably a good way to start off tonight, is to talk about the Hopkins Hyzer straight up, because we went down there, the boys went down there. Jason's going to take us through the winners and the things he noticed from an eventful day on a brand new temporary course down at Warrnambool.
Yeah, so we got down to Warrnambool at the Deakin University, is where the course is, just to the left of platform 1 out there, next to the train station. And it's a good little course. It looks like I believe it was an old golf course that's been sort of let go for a little bit. You can see the remnants and the history of the golf course is definitely apparent. But it looked to me like a fun little course. So weather was bloody freezing.
It's Warrnambool, Trace. What
It's
did you expect?
Warrnambool, yeah. Well, you know how I love the cold, Kyle.
Absolutely.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw some good, some quality disc golf, didn't we?
Absolutely. Should we get straight into it, or
We
are you
should.
gonna...
Let's just run through the winners. So FJ15, Aylin Nicholson. MJ15, Lincoln Holman.
Good Mount Gambier contingent.
It is,
Yeah, well, it's nice and close for the Mount Gambier crew, isn't it?
Absolutely.
About halfway.
I'd say so. Yeah.
About 2 hours, I think, from Gambia. Yeah.
MA4, good to see this guy get a win. Wayne Govan, he's been thereabouts and he's been playing some good disc golf.
Yeah.
So well done, Wayne.
Big fan of the show, Wayne. So I
We're
know
big
you're watching
fans of
tonight.
Wayne. It's fair to say.
Yeah, I think we are. We're Wayne.
He's been putting in some work. He's out there playing, and good on you. So well done, Wayne.
Yeah, love it.
MA3, one of my old sparring partners, Matt Metal Hunter.
Is he a sparring partner of yours, Chase?
He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He
Do
is.
you spar often?
Yeah, do you,
Just
Oh,
in the
we
first round?
we play together.
yeah, do you...
We play together. We're in the same division.
Yep. No, I remember. Yeah, no, good to see Matt get a win there.
FA2, Amy Wayers, and MA2, Pen Lu.
Penloo.
Pen Lu.
Good to,
Getting
see
a
him
win.
finish, good to see him finish strong.
Getting a win.
In a
Yeah.
playoff, was it?
Playoff?
Was it in
He was in a
MA2?
playoff with Tom Janko, I believe.
He beat Tommy Jankar in a
He did,
playoff.
but Tommy, from all reports, made an absolute meal of it. But
Yeah.
well done, Penn. Still a win's a win, and you got to get him. You've still got to beat the other person in the playoffs, don't you?
100%. And when that person's Tommy Jankar, it's not simple.
Tommy Power Jankar, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Good
well
to see
done,
Penn.
well done, Penn.
Onwards and upwards, potentially. All right.
MA50 rarely plays, but starting to play a lot more tournaments. Mike van der Linden.
He's an assassin when he's in the field.
He is.
Yeah.
He is cold-faced assassin.
Mhm.
FA40 was taken out by Michelle Schultz, and MA40. I'm getting sick of reading this. name
Yeah,
out.
let's skip
MA40.
over this one.
What's the name of the people you call who watch the show?
What's that? Sandbaggers?
Yeah.
Oh, with that, get the camera on Ruben, because I think Ruben's got a call out to Mr. Thompson there.
And that is exactly the sort
I'll
of comment
get that
we need from you.
graphic down.
That's fantastic.
So,
Anything
yeah.
to say about MA40?
It's a fantastic division, MA40, and the league's been doing very well there since I left.
So, yeah, I mean, we were talking about Lee's PDGA page, I think, on Trollers the other day, and it looks like a vocal warm-up I used to do. It's like 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it is time to step up and play for a bit of cash, Mr. Thompson. I'd certainly be grateful if he stepped out of MA40. I'll tell you now. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep.
But, yeah, no, good stuff, Lee. We do love you, mate, even though I know you don't watch.
He's got disc golf to be
Oh,
playing
hang on, is
instead.
that,
Spoil
is
it.
that what I want?
Oh,
No, that is where we go.
Lee
Yeah, yeah.
Thompson and to big divisions. MA1 was comfortably taken by Matt Hill, I believe.
With some classy play from Alan Brunston thrown in there.
I think comfortably in the end by that.
But
Chase Matt was heavily coated in
and
dark.
MPO was taken out by none other than the man sitting 2 down to my right, Rueben Berg. Well done for his first MPO win. Now, just a little bit of a recap, I suppose, we've got from the MPO, because we were down there filming, and you will see that when we see that, Kyle.
Yes. Sorry, Chase.
Yes. That's the answer. So that's when you'll see it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll take it through the video package, and yeah, we'll just have a bit of a chat to Ruben.
Yeah, so he stepped it up from.
Wow.
Right, Jay. On that, mate. Here he is there with his proudly repping his discord.
Lucky on the whole too. I tell you.
Oh shit.
Was that unlucky or did he shot straight to the trees?
No B.
It was a bit hard to go all the way
That's from the OB position for par.
Yeah.
over there. That was actually
Bogey save. It was bogey save, yeah.
Aiden not to be outdone though.
Yep.
Gosh.
Pass save two of them.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, very good.
Pick that little twig on the forehand and then
Probably one of the tougher men that you'll
It should be good, yeah. He looks pretty
I
far
mean,
away.
you should be good, but we keep seeing the opposite.
Fuck yeah, now it caught us straight from Ruben.
That is good.
Aiden's way, wasn't it?
Aiden walked straight to that.
This is Blake on what he still believes is a hole.
not a good hole.
Good hole.
As we said,
I'd stand by it now.
I'll bet this got the camera. And here he is with his trademark here, just administering consent.
I didn't see it.
The other snake, I should add. That's the the snake was off course.
Where's the orbit?
And
Where was the fucking height?
I reckon from memory, I
Beans.
saw him miss.
I'm where my hill
16,
is.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was very impressive that first round.
He's doing better than me, which is
So yeah, he was
How's it
he was
nervous,
very good.
Nathan?
Oh, you got that.
But our man Rueben Berg
Come on, Nathan.
covered
Me and you,
from
mate.
an early bogey, which we saw before,
That's even worse.
I didn't come down.
and was pretty clean. Pretty good from then. Didn't really have any hiccups from then. Ruben.
No, I don't think so. I think
How would you say today's going, Nathan, so far?
Blake was
Doing pretty
out
well
there
for
in front,
MO2.
playing very
Yep.
strong.
He
Problem
was.
is I'm MPO.
And,
Right.
pushed yourself up into
We've got a bit
second
of play to go.
after round one.
There's a reason you're not filming me today. Thanks very much for your time. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That was Nate had a tough old day. Parish, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a bit.
He played a lot of disc golf.
Ryan-
Let's say that.
Getting to round two now. Ryan Deere absolutely shot out of the blocks. 4 from 4 he was.
If there's a chase card victory today, we've walked off the course.
Yeah, he really caught up quick.
I'm not packing up. I'm just
He
going
did,
home.
and he was looking really dangerous, and he was only 2 shots behind after 4 holes, so I'm pretty sure.
Even though you were pulling out putts like this, like
Yeah, this is to start round 2 from Ruben.
the finger guns, we won't be seeing the last of those. Ryan Shelter.
Blazing revolvers.
Yeah, you go. Look, yeah, it was a nice afternoon round. It cleared up a little bit. A
Yeah.
little warmer.
It did. It did. There wasn't a lot of was there breeze around. It was around in the morning, was it, Ruben? Or
It wasn't too bad. There was a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't anything to worry about too much.
lovely putt there from Ryan Deere.
Yeah, his start was really hot, and I was getting to be worried about what this young fella was going to do.
And then he pulled this out too.
This is on hole 2 where you hit early when OB, wasn't it? Ruben?
First-
Contact. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just kills it right down the middle.
Who the fuck said go in?
Just a little low.
And
Ryan calling it for a
as you
turn.
can see
fuck
from the coverage, it was would you say a fairly open course. It was wooded in areas, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few holes that were quite tight.
Yep.
But, I thought they did a really good job. Blake and the crew who set it out to use the fairways that were there at the right times, and then cut across and use the woods at times as well. It was a good balanced course, I thought.
Yep, I'd agree. Lovely. This is Ryan Deere on fire that we're seeing here.
That was the pass, eh?
That was a very good pass, though, considering what he had, I think. Keeping the dream alive. This shot of yours on hole 6.
Yeah, this was not a good shot.
It's just the tree.
Oh, Ruben
Kicked all the way down.
That's the line.
Well, though, didn't it?
The magician. That's the magician.
And it was a magician, wasn't it?
It was the magician, yeah.
Hey,
How did that make it into the highlight reel?
look, I'm just giving you an indication. Alan Brunsing was very interested by
Oh.
Aiden's drop off in round 2, and I don't know, just giving a little bit of a chance. You know?
Big putt there.
Great putt, mate.
For a moment, I forgot that I was filming in Australia. I was like, oh, I'm on a gatekeeper lead card.
Yeah, it was a good hole there.
The wind is clearly down today. I haven't seen one palm move yet.
No, it was second round. It all but disappeared. The wind, and then this started to happen for Ryan.
Oh, well, that basket's not even straight.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered though.
And I think
That
you're
one?
about to see it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Ryan's just, I don't know.
See, Ruben rarely straddles putt from that distance. He just did it just to show up Ryan.
Bang.
Ryan.
Yep.
Cameron's up the right.
Yeah, it's in the way.
A little bit too much on him, Matty.
Ryan.
Alright.
He's in the way all day, Ryan.
These boys look like they should be in Cancun with those shirts.
Very good shot from Ryan, and even better commentary from Ashley coming up here.
Don't know what he's celebrating. He won't make that putt.
And Jace, I thought I had a contender for you
Good
here
angle.
on hole 15.
You just missed the tee sign
Great
there.
skip too.
Yeah, in fact, we're going to have a couple of looks at this because I'm not convinced that it actually did. I think it just phased through it. We got the patented Aiden forehand, and look at this. Oh yeah, that's tee sign all day.
Yes.
That is tee sign all day. And
See?
if you thought that angle was bad, oh,
He had a tough second round, Aiden. But geez, Blake started to putt well, and we're seeing an example of it here.
Oh, wow.
Through the tree,
Sensational, mate.
it's fantastic.
snake in the trees. Speaking of trees, Aiden just sort of decided to bring them into play here. And those of you playing at home would have seen that bounced off the branch. into the
That was
basket.
3 O's during that
He
putt.
was very confident it was going in regardless. I'm not sure how it was going to go in regardless.
Oh.
Mate, that's going to end up on some compilation right
Good
there.
work there, Jason.
He had 3 holes.
I just don't worry. Just don't think about where it was going if it didn't hit the tree.
Take another look at it.
Yeah, he had a funny old day, Aiden.
Oh,
Because I'm pretty sure he eagled the hole after this.
Spoke after
Oh.
Earlier than that, yeah.
Yeah, earlier than that. Yeah, he
Hole 12.
surrounded by bogeys, unfortunately. So,
not quite Frosties from Gambia from Broad in the chat.
yeah, so and then tournament may as well finish how you started, eh, Ruben?
I was really weighing that one up actually, because I had the 2-shot lead before that, and it went to 1 shot after Blake got his birdie, and I could have just laid it up and
You could have.
got
We
the
knew you
par,
would, though.
but I wanted that 1,000 rated round.
Yep.
Ryan jinxed himself there just to finish.
So yeah, as I said, Ruben finished the round how he started it, and well done, Ruben, on your first MPO win.
It was indeed.
Yep.
Yep.
So well done, mate. But 4 things I learnt from the Hopkins Hyzer. Rueben Berg, this man sitting down to my right, has, in my opinion, one of the most confident putts I've ever seen. He steps up there and he looks like he's making it, and he doesn't putt until he knows he's making it. And that's what I can read from watching this man putt, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. So if you get the chance, watch Ruben putt, because we can all learn something from it. I haven't yet, but I will. Blake the Snake belongs in MPO. And I feel he's on the cusp of a big win. So mark my words, Blake the Snake is coming. He belongs there, and you will see something from him soon. Aiden Howard. Now, here's another one. This guy, like I mentioned, was having a dog of a day on the second round. But the thing I admire about Aiden was his demeanour never changes. And no matter how much bad play or misdirected shots he was throwing, that guy's demeanour never changes. And that's the stuff of good players. He never let anything get to him, and that's something that I noticed. So it didn't waver one bit. So that's Aiden Howard for you. Ryan Deere, on the other hand, no, I'm only joking. Ryan Deere is, in my opinion, he's a little bit of putting confidence away from being right up there. Now listen to this with Feldman and Perry.
Oh, fuck. Whoa.
I think that's all.
Okay.
I think that's all that's holding him back. I think he's improving a lot, but his putting confidence. When we saw him putt well at the start of that round, I thought no one's going to beat him today. And that putting confidence just disappeared a little bit. He's got the shots. He just needs to just tell himself he can putt for a whole round. That's, in my opinion. He might disagree. But he does need a minder on course. The man is an absolute disgrace. If he's not leaving his jumper behind, leaving his water bottle behind, leaving his phone behind, standing in the way of the camera, or tipping his bag over and spilling out every disc, it is the funniest thing you've ever seen. He can only be described on card as a complete mess. But we love him.
He's inexperienced.
How did you find playing with those guys, Ruben? Is that the first time you played with a lot of those guys on an international tournament round, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I played with Ryan a couple of times at Rugby and Social and stuff. But there was good crew to play with. I normally used to hang around with the older fellas, and it wasn't too bad coming down with the youngsters. So
Beautiful. Well, that's my Hopkins Hyzer wrap.
Well, thank you very much for that, Jace. That was concise. That was comprehensive, and I think there was some real talking points out of that. I'm going to watch that Ryan Deere one very carefully going forward. One thing I wanted to pick up on now, I heard Ruben talking about it before the round. Now, Ruben, you mentioned that you said you didn't say you were from Warrnambool. You said you were from Warrnambool some time ago. Can you tell us a bit about your history or heritage in Warrnambool? I'm keen to hear.
Yeah, for sure. So Warrnambool's very important to me. It's the home of my ancestors across 60,000+ years.
Wow.
So my dad grew up in Framlingham in the Mission, just not far from where we played, and the Hopkins Falls, or Thanyang Puna, as we call it in our language, was just upstream from where we played, and that's one of the widest waterfalls in the whole southern hemisphere.
Wow.
And was an important place for my people across generations and generations. So it was really powerful to come back down there to home and get the win. So
yeah, well, so yeah, quite a special one for you on country there. I didn't know about the waterfall. That's that's wonderful. But that's really cool. You sort of don't get the chance to tell those stories or hear those stories throughout a round. So I'm glad we could get you in and hear it. And obviously we'll hear much more of it throughout the night, I hope, Ruben. So on that feel good note. On that feel good note, let's all put our hearts in our hands and move to your favourite segment of the week, Jace.
You break every step you take. I've been watching you.
All right, video watch. We're going to start off with a watch that's very close to my heart. Melbourne Disc Golf Club, obviously the club that when I play my 3 tournaments a year, I tend to represent. Look, it's important that disc golf clubs make their presence felt online. And consistency and content, what you're dishing out, is important. So I'm putting the spotlight on my club, Melbourne Disc Golf, here to sort of critique their Instagram activity lately. So I'm going to put their current Instagram page up. And I'm going to give you a bit of a visual calendar here. So if you can see that Summer Cup post, bottom center, that was posted on the 14th of December. Now, fast forward to the 7th of May. The post next to it, I believe it's the man sitting to my left, Ruben, after winning one of the tournaments he won. Who could keep up? We went.
Was it one he played or one he won? I mean, they're the same thing. Yep.
Yeah. It's just one column. 5 months with no posts. And then in the last 13 days, suddenly, boom, 10 posts from the club. I feel like I'm being inundated a little bit every time I log into Instagram. Obviously, my algorithm knows that I want to see disc golf posts, and I'm just seeing Melbourne Disc Golf, Melbourne Disc Golf, Melbourne Disc Golf. And I compare it to, dating someone that oscillates between, like, ghosting you for, like, the first period of seeing them and then just, like, getting hot and crazily texting you, like, 50 times a day. I believe it's...
So like dating you, Matty.
I thought that was low-hanging fruit.
Nah.
I believe they they call it? A disorganized attachment style. At least that's my therapist. My therapist has tried to diagnose me. Try again. Good luck with that. Melbourne Disc Golf Club. We need to find the balance. That's my my final word on that.
Yeah, well, hopefully they found someone that's taken on the social media mantle after a huge hole was left last year.
Massive, irreplaceable hole, and the hole before that, which was well. Let's not get into the politics of the Melbourne Disc Golf Board. All right, but the club culture's still strong at Melbourne Disc Golf. We've got some footage from an ace race. I believe they ran at the Ruffy Social Day on the weekend. So we've given you a little abridged version here. We just want to see how
we're going to go live briefly with a quick ace run. Got the whole group out here.
Club cohesion.
We're going to cheer each other on. Some will be throwing some shade, but that's all good.
Hey guys, I'm Max.
Connor's
I'm
right
hitting
up on
ace with
camera.
an A5.
Hey, I'm Marcus.
So,
I'm going with the A5 as well.
a couple of the Estonian fellas there.
Chris throwing up.
Darren's throwing Uncle Rico.
Taryn.
I'm on and I'm throwing a two.
All these Melbourne Disc Golf Club favourites. There's Aiden. There's Leo Dykes looking like what, Ash?
Not $1 million.
Tim and V.
Then we get to Tim. Now Tim,
It's going to be my first
he has this
Nice.
throw. We love Tim.
Generic disc golfer.
One of the nicest guys we've played with. Doesn't throw his best shot.
That was shit ass. I'm Tim, this is a zone, and this is my first throw of the day.
Tim Ware comes in with the drive fight. Now, look, Tim's improved his game, but he's no world beating yet.
I mean, we're about to see that, I think. Let's watch Tim's shot. He's thrown a zone.
It fades about 40 minutes too far left.
Tim, the yellow basket's up
Yeah.
just a little higher, mate.
Tim made very clear that was his first shot of the day. You can actually hear him on that footage saying it over and over again. But Tim, yeah, mate, not good enough. If you're gonna razz, you're gonna have to put it in, bud.
Yeah, and especially Tim Stevenson, a close friend of ours here at Clubhouse. Not sure if he watches, but we all love the guy.
Yep. Generic ball disc golfer.
Claims he doesn't get enough notice.
No. He's under the radar. So I call him generic disc golfer.
So I thought we'd put him on the show just to sort of alleviate,
You'll appreciate it.
alleviate that minor insecurity the man might have. All right, next one. We're going to. Well, I'm theming this one the dynamic disc exodus. All right, so I saw this post. It was Jake Wolf. He's the overarm guy, throws thumbers and tommies, and that's just kind of his thing. He's just posting here about leaving dynamic discs, and he talks about with his unique style of play that he needs an open bag. Now, I reckon he's sort of keeping dynamic discs' reputation. You know, he's saying that, but maybe there's something going on because I just went and had a quick look at other players that have left Dynamic, and I know I made jokes about it at the live show to Cassie, being a Dynamic discs thrower. But those who have left recently, big names. Danny Lindahl, the guy that did the videos on YouTube.
Yeah, big part of Dynamic, yeah.
Yeah, huge for their online engagement. Chris Clemens.
Lemonade.
Yeah, he went to Discraft. Macy Valadiaz. That was a little controversial. I won't get too much into that right now, but she left, not under great circumstances.
Well, allegedly. We don't know.
We don't know, but...
Yeah.
Gavin Rathbun, who's tearing it up currently, like a young player like that. I know he had the shoulder injury, but you think a company like Dynamic, who don't have much going on in their roster, would try to keep a player who was up. You know, I love Gavin Rathbun.
I was going to say, is this just your long game to just, simp Gavin Rathbun?
Check out Double Eagle Disc Golf if you like Gavin Rathbun. Best shirts in the game. And then it made me wonder, like, who's actually left on Dynamic Discs and who's on their top tiers. Their top tier, as every manufacturer has, it's the cream of the crop. They've got 4 players. I'm going to tell you who they are. The first is obviously Ricky Wysocki, Socky Bomb. Then there's Eric McCabe, who I thought was at this stage nothing more than a signature on a disc.
He plays a bit, does a bit of mentorship, but yeah, I think he's definitely not as much on the pros.
Yeah, he's a legacy player at this point.
Yeah.
Then 2 gentlemen named Ron Convers Jr. and the memorable Chris Smith. Dynamic discs. That's not a very dynamic top tier. Then we go down to their next tier, and you've got Kona Montgomery, Zach Melton, who's getting around a bit, but he's more of a... Well, how would you describe Zach's influence on the game at the moment? He's not exactly...
He's like the Brody Smith of dynamic discs.
Yeah, he's more of a social media presence, more of a figurehead of popularity as opposed to competition. And then someone called Ty Love. That's their top 7 players.
Yeah, well.
You're onto something there, Matty.
The dynamic disc, there's trouble afoot there. And then a couple of days later, after I realised that this exodus is happening and they've got not a lot of top tier talent, I see this post. We're hiring. What are you hiring for? Good players? No one wants to stay there. Of course you're hiring.
Matty.
Look, I'm not sure anyone. Maybe Cassie. That's affiliated.
You might have just woken Cassie up.
Cassie's all of a sudden popped up in the chat, mate.
Cassie, if you've got some inside information about what's going on at Dynamic Discs there, let us know. We're very, very interested.
Yeah, she's probably more than willing to share the inside secrets of the Team Dynamic Discs with you, Matty.
Confidant. All right. And this last one, there's not much to say. We'll just play the clip.
Hang on. I am on the wrong screen. There we go. All right, Matty, I'll bring this last one in.
About to tee off.
We'll get to that after this.
What is the audience going for here? I believe just play distance.
What's that fucking shoulders?
Hey!
Finally get there. Like
That's Rafa Nadal like, isn't it?
That was pathetic. That was clearly longer than 30 seconds. I believe I counted it at 34 seconds. And if that was me throwing hole 18 at Gambia, I would have had 10 shots in the time he took to take that one. Seriously. We need a resolution for the 30-second rule. That's my...
I mean... We've got Rueben here. Rueben, from watching Rueben play a bit, is a man who's sort of, I don't know, you seem to instinctively know how much time you've got and take all your time. And like Jason said, you don't putt until you're ready. You don't throw until you throw very quickly. Like you come off the tee very quickly. You had me on my toes as catch cam. But you seem to take all your time on your putts. You're an incredible putter. So what, did you do any work on, your 30 seconds, or is it just a feeling, or how does that work for a player of your standard?
I basically try and have exactly the same putting routine for every single putt. And I pace that out every time based on where I am relative to my backyard. So I know roughly where that is. And I know 5 meters, I putt a little bit like this. 6 meters, I've got to do this style. 7, it's add this tweak. 8, it's this. And 9, it's that. And then I go from there. But I try and do exactly the same putting routine. And regardless of whether it's to get a bogey or whether it's to actually win the national championships, it's the same putt every time.
Yeah, well.
And you visualise the backyard.
Yeah, I think about where am I relative to the backyard.
That's a good bit of advice.
And that's where I practice the most.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I just execute.
So you dial in those, if you're doing 7-meter putts in the backyard, you repetitively just dial that in. So that's my 7-meter, and bang, you've got that memory in there. And
yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. I know there's specific things I do
that repetition
that are slightly different from those different meters that I know how to execute.
That is a pro tip.
Yeah, but it does confine you to approaching within the confines of your backyard, though.
But also from at 7.5 meters, no idea. No idea.
Well,
and you get to know your neighbours fairly well too, running them over the fence.
Yeah. Well, Matty and I have got about 40-45 feet in our backyard, I think, Rueben. So you're welcome to drop by here anytime and practice putting. As long as, I think we found out before the broadcast tonight, as long as we're not doing it at the same time as you and getting completely demoralised. We've got some updates here, Matty. So
I've triggered Cassie. I'm sorry, Cassie. You know I love you, but this can't go unnoticed.
He's doubling down.
I'm sorry. I
Hey,
got it
no,
at this point.
Cassie's opening a spot for it's saying they're opening a spot for you at Dynamic, Matty.
Oh, I mean, she's saying that very ironically. She knows I'm terrible.
If he ever gets back on the course, that is.
Yeah, that's true. And then can we just shout out Frosty's comment there?
God.
More like static disc.
Oh, Frosty.
And if you're familiar with your Year 10 PE, dynamic stretches, static stretches, why are you guys laughing at that?
How does Frosty know that? I like it.
He plays in the pro division.
Yeah.
Somewhat of an elite athlete. That's the. And you guys have anything to add to that? I feel like I was a little short this week. Throwlers kept stealing my ideas and posting on their story. The foot golf one, Chris.
We all got
Use
the
that. Foot golf one was funny.
No, not really, Matty. It's hard to follow that, mate. It's hard to follow that, to be honest. Very hard hitting as always.
I'm just glad we've got a show to continue on with. We haven't been taken off the air, as every week, Matty. But
Cassie might rally for that. Let's just not get it. That's Media Watch, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Matty. Another successful media watch. Like Jason says, successful in the fact that no one's complained yet. So that's good. Cheers, Matty. So, always valuable. Always value your insights, Matty. I think we're all more connected to disc golf for having experienced that. To take a fairly hard left turn, we'd like to turn our attention to our guest now and find out all about Rueben Berg. He's a fascinating guy, Ruben. Welcome. And are you relieved every week to not find yourself coming up on Media Watch?
Well, not just this Media Watch, but the actual Media Watch.
The channel too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we should lead with that, Ruben. You walked in here and said, this is a bit different to the ABC breakfast studio because you have appeared a bit on actual TV, not just 3 idiot or 4 idiots sitting around talking about disc golf. So tell us a bit about that. So it was with the Yes vote or the Yes campaign.
But yeah, so actually through the First People's Assembly of Victoria, which is the body that I've been a part of since 2019, and I'm fortunate to currently be the co-chair of the Assembly, progressing treaty here in Victoria. So
fantastic.
Often have to do different media things, and I also was on Hard Quiz as well in the ABC studios.
Were you just?
I was.
What was your subject on Hard Quiz?
Ultimate Frisbee.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on making it on. I was shortlisted. I was going to do Quentin Tarantino films, but I just never got the call. Like I got right up to that last stage where they sent me the email and went, "You're on the list." Never got the call. So fantastic. I'll have to hunt that episode down. But I guess with the treaty and the People's Assembly work that you do, for those of us that followed that, we sort of haven't heard much more since then. In the public eye, certainly not to the degree that we did at the time. So can you take us through those of us that are following it or trying to follow it? What is next? What's the next step for that? What's going on?
Yeah, sure. So obviously that was the Commonwealth discussion around the voice, but we've been progressing similar actions here in Victoria for a number of years now. So we're actually very shortly in the next couple of months going to start negotiations on the first treaty in Australia here in Victoria.
Wow.
With the aim of establishing a much stronger version than the voice here in Victoria. So it's very
wow, fantastic. I look forward to hearing that and hearing more of your incredible. I think we saw a lot of your incredible speaking and oration during that. Very powerful stuff. So we look forward to hearing more and supporting you where we can. There, Ruben. Boys.
Yeah, just to change pace a little bit. One of the biggest coups for me, the off-season disc golf in Australia or Victoria, more specifically, was the landing of Rueben Berg on Team Bespoke Disc Golf. And it took us all by surprise. It was a big coup.
No one saw it coming.
But the old shark, as I like to call him, Anthony Pearsall, he just circled, went into attack and landed one of the biggest stars in Australian disc golf. So tell us a bit about, you're proudly displaying your Bespoke Mini that you're taking to the World Teams Championship. It's got your name on it, and looks like they do some pretty cool stuff for you. So tell us a bit about that. How did that come about? Did they approach you? Did you approach them? We're all dying to know.
Sure. So I was very happy with the Aces. That was really great being part of the Aces. but the bespoke store started up halfway through last year, and it's literally around the corner from my house.
Right.
And I thought if I'm going to be supporting a store, I would prefer to kind of support the store that's literally around the corner from my house that I'd love to see succeed. And the fact that you can go in there and hold a disc and test out what it's like before you get to throw it, I thought was really important to support a store like that. So I approached Anthony and said, "Are you interested in supporting me?" And he jumped right at it. And yeah, here I am.
So
who wouldn't?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I did see you sporting a brand new cart that you've picked up from Bespoke as well. So it looks like you're throwing as much support behind them as they are behind you.
Absolutely. I used my winnings from Vic Open to go towards the cart. So
beautiful. I'd love to see it.
That's fantastic. I think I had one. So we saw you sporting the Bespoke shirt down at the Hopkins Hyzer, and we've also seen Blakey Houston getting some signature shirts out for some travel. Are we going to be seeing some more Rueben Berg Bespoke collaborations for some shirts, perhaps?
I'll have to talk to the team about that. Sounds like a good idea to me. They've made me these little bespoke shirts.
And they've collaborated with Nike on those too.
100%. But yeah, there's lots of opportunities. They do great printing on their discs as well.
I got one here. If you want to switch to me, Kyle. It's a little bit old now. It's seen a bit of work, but I've got a Phil Morgan bespoke special, which is about 2 years old now. So they can do some work. But yeah, that's something that I mentioned to you during the round, Ruben. It probably wasn't the best time to come up with my marketing idea. We've mentioned your work in the First Nations people communities, and obviously a lot of incredible art comes out of that. We're seeing the Guernseys in Doug Nichols' round at the moment in the AFL. Is that a thought that you've had? That sort of printing on discs, that sort of stuff that you can get out there through your partnership with Bespoke?
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. And before coming across the disc golf, I was obviously an ultimate, and I had started the Indigenous Ultimate Association, and I designed some frisbees for that. So I had a whole lot of designs on those. But it's definitely something that worthwhile looking into, I reckon.
Love it. I've been lining up for them.
Yeah. Now the something else that we're all excited about, and I'm sure you're equally as excited about, is the sugar gliders. The my favourite, the sugar gliders. The Australian. Is it? Sorry, let me get this right. The Australian teams. Sorry, the World Teams.
World Team Disc Golf. Team World Disc Golf Championships.
Yep. So you must be thrilled to bits about that and looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was very, very excited. And I had to. There was a tricky phase when the expressions of interest were being requested, because I realised that it was a bit too much for me to try and go to Worlds and go to Champs. So I had to decide if I wanted to try out for the Australian team and hopefully make that, or otherwise missed out on going up to Champs. And I decided, I'll throw my hat in the ring. I've had the chance to play for Australia in Ultimate Frisbee before, so I know how powerful it is to play for Australia and be in that team environment, and thought I'd give it a crack. And yeah, I was very, very pleased to make the team.
Awesome. Amazing. Awesome.
Kyle.
Out of that World Teams, I've heard in the past that there have been some very interesting doubles matchups. Who are you most excited to play with on that team?
Ooh, that is a very good question.
What's your dream matchup?
That is a very good question. And we've had a chance to catch up online with some of the members so far, and a lot of the team I already had known. But I think I'd like to catch up with Sarah, to team up with her to get the Ultimate Frisbee kind of connections together that way. I think that'd be pretty cool. But honestly, anyone on the team, they're all amazing. I just look forward to playing with them. And I think the crew we've got here from Victoria is very strong, and the fact that we'll be able to catch up and get some practice in together, because match play is very different from just normal disc golf, and that's something we're going to need to have to practice. So it's great to be able to have the Vic crew on the team as well to do that. But yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, fantastic. And are you looking forward to perhaps getting around in with Huss? Oh no, hang on, Huss isn't playing for Australia, is she?
Controversial.
How do we feel about that? How do we feel about that sort of, the old England trick of, you've got to play, come and play for us like they do in the cricket. How do we feel about that, Ruben?
I think it's awesome.
Obviously.
I've been very good friends with us since probably 2008 or 2009. So long time. And we both kind of got into disc golf at the same time. So it's so amazing to see her excel the way she is. And just, I look forward to taking down GB.
I think Ruben touched on it there when he said how powerful it is to play for your country. To be, handpicked in a sport, in this sport of choice, to represent your own country is, it's not to be understated, is it? It is extremely powerful. And I think you put that really well. Not that I've ever done it, but
yeah, Victoria's as far as I've gotten.
I mean, I get patriotic going and watch Australia play sports. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably honestly, it's probably not somewhere we'll get in disc golf. I wouldn't say, Jason, but supporting the team, we can definitely get to.
Definitely, we might be there filming, but
yeah, doing what we can. Kyle, Jason, anything more before we move to our second, butt clenching moment of the night?
No, it's I'm right for the spit out. If we're ready for it, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm ready for some saliva.
Actually, before we go to Matty, Ruben, I guess a question for someone that's never consistently won anything in his life. You walk out there, you win. We look at the greats. We look at your Max Verstappen at the moment, who just gets onto a racetrack and wins. You look at a great football side that gets onto the field and they just win. The Brisbane dynasty. And I'm not trying to pump up your tires here. I'm asking, how do you? Essendon 2024, yeah, touch wood. But how do you maintain that mindset? Is it comp by comp? Do you forget about the previous one? Do you take it shot by shot? Do you never count it until it's in? How do you maintain that mindset of just going out there and just winning? I'd say, God, 90% of the times you're on the course, mate. How do you do it?
More than that, but
that's it. That's the mindset, right?
There's a few things, I guess, from my perspective, and one is preparation. I prepare like crazy for tournaments. I'll go and walk the course. I'll make notes. I'll take photographs from the tee of every hole.
Wow.
And occasionally I'll draw where it is that I'm going to be aiming for, and I really understand the course. I'll measure, down at Inverleigh, I went and measured the distances to all the scrapes and how far they were from the baskets, how big they were, so if I could tell if I needed to clear them or not, what the distance was. So lots of preparation means that I can step up with confidence when I get there. And I had, as I've mentioned before, I spent most of my life playing ultimate, a team sport, and I really enjoyed that. And it was very different coming across to an individual sport. But it just realised that I thrive under the pressure. When the pressure is on, I play better. So I check the scores all the time. I always want to know what's happening, what's the situation, so I can analyse what's the best strategy for each particular hole. So it's just it's the preparation, and it's just the confidence that I'll execute. So.
Wow. One thing I can tell you about that, Ruben, is if pressure is what you strive for, then my complete lack of preparation brings that on too. just in case you're interested, or you need something that stops working.
It's good to know. I'll store that one away for the future.
No, it's wonderful to see, mate. And I mean, I think when you talk about from my perspective, when you said I take pictures of the hole, from the tee pad, all I could see was the guy in Cool Runnings, in the bath with the pictures of every turn going around, and I'm like, well, that's high level prep, right?
I lie in bed at night and I'll think about a course, and I'm like, okay, I want to throw this line. This is the tree I'm trying to just miss.
Yeah, wow.
It's a lot of preparation.
I used to do that when I first started, and I'd be going to a stony social day at Melbourne, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to thrash this tomorrow. And I'd go to bed, I'm like, right, hole one. Yeah, I don't know what to do there. But it's that minute, that micro level of preparation is fascinating to listen to. Great insight. Thank you. Anyone else before we... I'm trying to put off Matty Faz.
No, spit out.
All right, here we go. Matty's spit out for another week with Rueben Berg.
We've had enough of disc golf. We deviate from disc golf in this segment, all right? Just like to get to know you a little more personally. We don't want you to think too much about the questions. Just be on natural with us, all right? So, question one. Have you ever considered being a chess coach?
Chess coach? Definitely not.
I just figured with all the tactics you employ that maybe it'd be something you're good at. Rueben Berg finger guns for that joke.
A little bit of an in joke for those of you who don't know Ruben's bag. It's tactics and filler. So yeah.
So which member of System of a Down inspired your amazing goatee? It's the bass player, was it Serge, the lead singer?
Couldn't name one of them. It's all of them.
All right, the next three questions are not Mickey takers. These are genuine. I'm genuinely interested. What was the last restaurant you went to, and would you recommend it?
Ooh, I went on the way over here.
Yeah.
To this nice Thai place around the corner from my office, and it's quite good. Yeah.
No name.
Smith Street. I don't know the name of it. Good Thai place.
No plugs. No plugs for Ruben.
They're not on the shirt, so they don't get them in.
All right, that's fair enough too. Do you shower in the morning or at night?
The morning. I like a bath at night and a shower in the morning.
Bath at night. Is this routine? Is this daily?
Not every day, no, but yeah.
Okay, because Ash and we live together. It works out wonderfully, but I still can't understand how people can't bathe before they go to bed. They're going to bed all dirty.
Depends what you've been up to before.
Because I don't bathe before I go to bed. Is that what you're saying, Matty?
I guess this is more of I know Jace has a...
What's that?
The whole showering at night thing. It's a very specific to my culture.
It is. I wasn't going to say that, but it is it is a European.
European thing. Okay.
Well, I mean, I think if we think back to the last answer to my question, Ruben has to take a bath at night because he has to look at the pictures.
Well, he gives enough baths during the day.
Rinsing the MPO.
And the last one here, I wish I rephrased this question after hearing that pre-show quote from you, but what scene from a movie scarred you for life?
Scarred me for life. Oh, there's no doubt about that. It's the never-ending story.
Yep.
When Artax...
Is it the horse?
Yeah, when the horse goes into the...
Wait. Reimagine that?
You don't know. It's never-ending story. And they're riding through the swamp of sadness, I believe it is.
Yeah, it is.
And the horse just starts sinking. And Artax, I think, is the name of the horse. And the boy just starts trying to pull it out of the mud, and it just sinks all the way down.
I've never rewatched the film.
And he's
too long.
screaming and crying.
Yeah.
It's
Artax!
Yeah.
It's scarring.
That's impressive, you two.
Ash,
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew as soon as you said never ending story, I thought that is the one. That and when Hooch dies in Turner and Hooch. They're the two for me. But never ending story, bad.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
As a kid, you watched, it was one of those films, it was a kid's film, but you didn't think, people don't die in kids' films. Animals don't die in kids' films. I don't think Lion King was out by the time Never Ending Story was out. So I'm watching that going, the horse will be fine. There's going to be a trapdoor. There's going to be nut. And then Atreyu's devastated, and his face, you're just like, oh, that horse is gone. And it set in, and you're never the same once you've seen Artax sink into the swamp. Yeah.
I mean, even for our more contemporary viewers, the Bridge to Terabithia gives the same impression. I was distraught at that.
Yeah.
I missed it. I'd seen Bridge to Terabithia before I'd seen the Never Ending Story. Work out how that makes sense. But that broke.
22.
Yeah.
How do you not know how old I am?
23.
You told me before the
You've
show.
said 2 ages and they're both wrong.
Oh, you told me before the show it's the Sisterhood of the Travelling Pen.
I know what you're talking about, Chris.
All right.
Definitely.
So is that Matty's spit out for this week? Is there anything more?
Thank you very much, Ruben. That was a very entertaining spit
It
out.
was a good spit out.
Well, there we are. That is, where's the thing? That is Matty's spit out for another week.
It's better than what I do that.
Yeah, so before we could talk to Ruben for hours, but I thought it only fair at this point to take us through an update on the Victorian tour that's currently running. Now, we can take you through an update on the points. I cannot take you through an update on how they figured out those points because it's some sort of maths wizardry that I believe Chris Ronalds and a few others have done. But who wants to? Kyle, do you want to take this one with Jace or Ruben? Ruben's probably got something to say too, I'd imagine, around this point.
Jason and I can run through this one.
Yep.
Obviously, the two most stats inclined people on the couch.
Yep. We might need to just I'll alter that camera. I'll try and get you in frame there, Kyle.
I'm in front.
Well, not yet.
Oh,
Not
okay.
now, you know.
I'm used to disappearing.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We've got Category 5 to start, Jace. And Tobias Weber is just doing work at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, equal with Mark Carter. So the Webbers just doing what the Webbers do. Rolling in there at third.
Absolutely. And Anita's not far behind, not up there, but the Webbers make up, 3 of the top 5?
Yes. 3 of the top 5.
That is fantastic work from the Melbourne trio.
So on to Category 4 now. We've got Spud, Dan Frawley, out in front, only by 5.
Followed by another Spud.
Ashley Weidner, whoever that is. And is that Chris Scott's... Geelong Chris Scott.
Geelong
Chris Scott, yeah, in 30 Category 4. So that's a fairly close one still, you'd say, Cole?
It's a very tight race. Yeah, I feel like, especially as we get later into the tour, of course, we're going to have a few more tournaments where people are playing at. Hopkins Hyzer, the most recent one being not hugely attended, being in Warrnambool, but I didn't stop Category 3.
Category 3. And there should be no surprise.
You've got nothing more to say on Category 4? We're good? All right, okay.
Should be no surprise who's at the top of Category 3.
One,
again.
2, 1, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 2, 1.
Lee Thompson, but only by 20 points over Don Carter, and generic disc golf guy is sitting in third.
I think worth to mention the 4th place there in Category 3, I think. Is that
Claire Hussey?
Hussey's coming up there, yeah.
Hussey's there. I don't think that her win at the women's global event on the weekend will add anything to that, but
It won't. It won't, but yeah, we should mention that. She did...
Has been on fire and is now the top-rated... top-rated
I think
player.
equal top rated, yeah.
Equal
PO
there,
player.
yeah. But she had a tough battle at the women's global event. I was following closely because my partner Tegan got out there to have a crack at it.
Right.
But it looked like she was...
Is it the bicentennial event?
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Hussey just pulled it through there, but
Yeah, so they
had
had a
put on a
few-
good fight.
How many did they have out there? Because that was an
28
interesting
I
one.
think
That
of it.
was only women. Like it was an only women's event, which is unusual for a women's global event.
Yeah.
You know, it's normally and everyone can play, but the women's global event side is for the female or the female identified competitors only. So how many did they get out there at bicentennial?
28, I think there
28.
was.
28.
Yeah.
That's a huge turnout, and a lot of first time players.
Yes, a lot of the Hussey's old teammates from Sporting Team Box Athletico United came across.
Sorry, can you go through that again?
The team name was Sporting Team Box Athletico United.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. They came across to give a crack, including, as I said, my partner Tegan, and
So she's brought more ultimate players.
she has indeed.
Oh, for God's
Coming.
sake.
They're coming.
All right.
Can't get rid of us.
Cut back to me, Kyle.
Actually, it's okay.
Cut back to me, Kyle. Here we go. All right. It's lid time. I'm going for it. Yeah. All right.
It's all right, mate. It's all right.
I
We've
know.
got so many more glow riggers in the car to set. I think that all of these ultimate players have signed a contract that they have to bag one.
A ribber.
A river.
Ribber.
Oh, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. So yeah, huge turnout, and the Melbourne club did a lot of work to get a lot of players down to that global event, as they did in Geelong as well to the Inverleigh event. I'm not sure of the numbers there, but I think we had a pretty good result out of Inverleigh as well. We had a pretty good worldwide result out of Inverleigh.
Yeah, Cassie was, I believe it was tied 5th in the global results for the women's global event.
Yeah, that was a fantastic effort from Cassie.
And mind you, bogey free, 2 rounds, round the Reds. Bogey free.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
She's in good form to get it over the line, and
she's only getting better, isn't
well,
she? Since she's come back.
Yeah, it was quite an incredible event. I think the women's global event over the weekend. It's incredible every year the number of women's competitors that they get and the scores that come in and the events that come up around the world. We had, I believe, an event in every state as part of WGE, whatever sort of event they ran. But we had one in every state this year, and some great pictures and stories coming out of all of them, which we hope to share in the coming weeks. But yeah, incredible work to Huss and Cassie there, and all the organisers. I think Cassie and Tosh organised the event down at Inverleigh, and Janet Ford Adams with assistance from Doug and a few others at the club. And Gail, of course. Yeah, and Gail.
And Janet out there sweeping the tee pads the night before.
I think it was Dougie Adams' Instagram or YouTube. If you haven't looked up Doug Adams on YouTube, he's starting to put out a lot of content. I think Kingfisher Disc Golf have been on his case to maybe use the socials a bit. But Dougie's been sharing a lot of content, and he did share some, like Ruben says, Janet sweeping all the tee pads and really putting in those extra yards that night before to make it a special day for those 28 or so women that turned out to that event. So incredible work.
Although I did hear that the coaching for in the lead up for the women's at Bicentennial.
Yep.
It's excellent to have people come along and volunteer to come along and help with the coaching. But Daz was there, and it's tough enough trying to teach people how to understand how a disc golf disc flies, but everything had to be reversed because everyone was right-handed and he's a lefty. So
you're just running up in a mirror room.
It just added to the complexity from what I hear. So
well, work with a dance class being having a mirror in front of you, but obviously thanks to Daz, but yeah, being a lefty, it does make it, especially for first-time frisbee throwers and disc golfers and stuff. It's a hard sort of
hard enough as it is.
Translation to make in your head, transfer to make in your head. I think
Anita was also there doing some coaching, so maybe that's a bit more useful.
Oh, Anita was coaching as well. Oh, she would have been helping Daz out, or Daz, Daz would have been helping her out. Anita Webber would have taken charge for sure. But yeah, incredible and great to activate that Bicentennial course down there and all the courses around that we use. So yeah, hope to share more of that in the coming weeks and have potentially have some of the incredible women that put that event on the show and dial in and tell us what goes into that. So,
absolutely.
Which category?
Category 2 we're up to.
We got very distracted.
No, that's a welcome distraction.
Very worthy distraction. Cat 2 down the bottom, actually.
Cat 2. Oh yeah, we moved on from that, haven't we?
So Cat 2 is Kyle.
Mike, Ryan Michelle, Nathan Parrish. Somehow, Nathan Parrish was the only one of these three to play the Hopkins Hyzer, and he's still in third.
How is Benny O'Byrne sitting in fourth?
Oh, I have a feeling Benny O'Byrne has not played many events on the tour this year.
Okay, and Sam Stoyer's behind Alan Brunsting somehow. Okay.
Look,
might have just moved up from Cat 3, Sam Stoyer, maybe?
Potentially.
Possibly, yeah, because he's... Yeah.
That's all right.
And Alan Brunsting's late 2023 work doesn't count for this
No.
tour. So.
Fortunately.
Category 1.
All right. Who's on top here?
It's hard to say, to be honest.
All right.
Who could possibly be on top of Category 1, but
it's difficult.
Bring the slide up.
Let's have a look.
Hey! What a surprise.
Wowee.
And that's a gap too.
Yeah, 25
that's daylight.
points on Ryan Hart. Patrick Robinson in third. Ryan Deere in fourth.
I might have got something wrong here on the numbers, I think. Have I got Ryan Hart's numbers right?
Ryan Hart is right. Paddy Robinson is not.
Okay.
Paddy Robinson should be at 200.
Sorry, Paddy. Yeah, but Ruben, how does that feel?
Yeah, I was very surprised when I saw I was up there a bit earlier as well.
Yep.
And I knew then after my result at the Hopkins, I'd push up again higher. But it's so fantastic to have the tour and the magical maths that goes behind it all. And I know I won't get to play some of the events at the end of the year. So I'm hopeful to just make the most of these early events because best 6 results count. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
nice.
I'll get 6 in and go from there.
Yeah.
And the final category, the women's category.
Yep.
And as we mentioned, Claire Hussey commanding there 65 points ahead of Georgia Carroll. Anita Webber 10 points behind. Cassie and Janet not too far away. So
it's going to be hotly contested. I think, as Ruben mentioned before, with only about 6 events counting, there's going to be some shake-ups as we get into the end of the year.
Especially when they can engineer the points however they want after every tournament. So that's the That's the exciting part, I think, is just is just trying to work out who gets what for what, basically.
I did go delve into it and try and understand all the maths, and it does make sense once you understand how it's supposed to make sense. But it is, it's a bit of a mystery.
It's some very hard-working Excel spreadsheets, I tell you.
That's it. All I know is Chris Ronalds has a spreadsheet, and he assures us it works. That's all I've heard. And I'm happy with the results of the spreadsheet, as I'm sure Ruben is. Very happy to hear that only your best 6 events count too, because being one of the film crew for a lot of the MPO field, playing a shotgun start 2 rounds in one day or event is obviously impossible for me. Ryan Deere could probably do it. Ryan Deere could sprint from catch cam and throw his shot.
He would leave the camera
in
the wrong fairway.
He would do that anyway,
He would
right?
forget to record every single hole, so it wouldn't work with Ryan Deere.
Yeah.
And that's if he decides to stand on the right side of the camera.
But yeah, look, fantastic. Now, from actual competition and actual trophies up for grabs and actual, stoushes going in the Australian disc golf world to a stoush that we have made up. Let's have a look. And Kyle, I believe you've got this one. Now, Ruben, are you familiar with our Retailers Championship?
I am, yeah.
You are? Okay, fantastic. I don't have to run that through with
So
you.
just so you know, you can't win this one, right? Is that okay?
Well, I'm not sure about that, actually.
Actually, that's actually a good point. Actually, Bespoke could be winning.
Well, I mean, let's just do the numbers, and I'll preface this with I'm pretty sure I've got the Bespoke numbers wrong, and there should be higher. So yeah, I'll try and I'll have a look when I see it, but I'm pretty sure I've made a mistake. But we're going to start. So with our Retailers Championship, for those of you watching at home, which is everyone because there's no one in my lounge room tonight. For those of you playing along at home, we assign F1 points to all the retailer teams in Australian disc golf based on Australian majors across MPO divisions, all pro divisions, and then all divisions for those of us that aren't playing pro divisions that are also good enough to be sponsored or have nagged Ginny Disc Golf Shop enough. So I'm going to put those numbers up now, Kyle.
Yep.
And if you want to have a look, we're going to start with how they were at Tassie Open.
Okay, so Tassie Open, we had a good Ginny Disc Golf showing at Tassie Open, so they jumped up quite a bit, jumped into the lead. Disc Golf Warehouse, they doing some heavy lifting. The Aces, up until this point, we'd had Sizzler and Tassie Open, so not a huge ace showing. And really, these first 2 events were just setting the stage, I'd like to say. Because as we look at MPO moving into the Vic Open results, the Flying Aces Armada has catapulted to the top, having a bit more Ryan Michelle when he doesn't schedule his wedding for a tournament, and generally just having a little bit more in the field really bolstered those results. And
it's home turf for the places, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. Having the Feldman Perry 1-2 was very helpful.
We got Feldman, Perry, Robinson, Michelle. You've got Hart.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, he is. Yes,
He is.
Yeah. There we
So
go.
you got the Webbers swooping up wins.
We haven't got to them yet, Chase. It's
Well,
just
Roland
MPO.
doesn't play MPO yet.
No.
Yeah.
But that's all right. Disconnection also doing some work.
Hometown heroes.
Gingy.
Says Frosty, who still didn't manage. Did he podium at the Sizzler?
No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, good work. Good work, Frosty. It's okay, buddy. You racked up your points early and they weren't even that many.
Did put on a cracker of an event though, Frosty. So MPO, there's our MPO standings, right?
Absolutely.
So we've calculated that. Let's have a look at Tassie Open All Pro Divisions. So MPO, FPO, MP40, MP50.
I don't believe there was any MP50.
FP40. There was an FA40, I think.
FA40.
Yeah, at Tassie. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
No, so All Pro looks a bit
Oh,
more...
I've definitely cooked this.
You've definitely... I was going to say, I'm not exactly sure how I'm talking around this, but if you look at after Vic Open, it might make some more sense.
Yeah.
No. So, Aces, Disc Golf Warehouse, Gindy Disc Golf Shop. Gindy Disc Golf Shop needs Jen Lund to show up to a tournament to help them rise through these All-Pro ratings because they are lacking outside of MPO. And
well, Gindy, she was at the Sizzler.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, high supply. Getting a lot of their points through MPO, so they're doing great. And also, should be mentioned, MP40 with the addition of Daz Stace Smith.
Yes. Yeah.
So he was also on the field at Big Open. So if you want to tab over, we'll see exactly how much work Daz did.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, he did a bit, but as we saw in MPO, the damage was done.
Yeah. So let's talk us through, who do we have in the aces that have put up that huge score?
Look, I think there was, as we mentioned, quite a few in that MPO field.
Mm-hmm.
But in the FPO field, we've got Huss.
We've got Huss, of course.
And getting...
Ockerby as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ockerby. There's a lot, very good showing for the Flaces in FPO. So they are doing a fantastic job of curating their all-pro team. As we mentioned before, Chindy. Poor job, guys. Come on. You got these two sausages and no FPO players that are playing tournaments at the moment. Gemline's not even in the country.
No. Oh, I think she is back in Sydney now.
back,
I've seen. Yeah.
Every one of those 58 points was gathered by being a rock star, though. That's the most important part.
I'm so glad.
I want you to take a look underneath that Jindy Disc Golf shop store thing. And what is that logo we see?
Berg Disc Golf.
Isn't it? You've successfully kicked Circle 5 off the All-Pro leaderboard.
Yeah.
He's
How's
taken
it
down
feel?
Cross Tasman.
He's taken Cross Tasman out too, yeah.
I'll be honest, it's what I've always been striving for across my entire Frisbee flying disc career, is to achieve that. And so I'm done. I can officially retiring now. It's
You
over.
want to be, because you don't want to come after the Jindy crew.
No. I'm sure Ollie Mundy Castle's really upset too. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but that's some work. That's some work.
That's some very big per capita work, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
No.
All right, so all divisions, the one that I care about.
This is the important one.
So we're in Tassie. The one down the bottom we see is the privateers. Yeah, I've stopped keeping score of that because the scores just got astronomical when you looked at the all division. It's like no one's sponsored.
Well, Flaces doing a fantastic job. I can only imagine this is going to blow out. The Vic Open being the...
It's close, though. It's closest probably
Yeah,
retailers tally.
but you've got Flying Aces versus Disconnection. I'm expecting there to be some big twos and big throws. We've got Vic Open being a lot of Flying Aces, a lot of Disc Golf Warehouse, and a decent amount of Hyzer Flight. I'm expecting them to jump. Jindy Disc Golf, Jace, Matty.
We had an MA3 win, Jindy.
Yeah, we did.
Old mate, the phantom there, what's his name?
Anonymous
Disc Golf.
That's all right. So, look, I think Jindy's going to, maybe eclipse Disc Golf Warehouse.
Yeah.
I think that the Flying Aces are going to jump out to an astronomical lead. Disc Golf Warehouse will jump Disconnection, and Hyzer Flight will jump Cross Tasman. There's my suspect thoughts.
Let's have a look.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
And
There's so many damn aces, though.
They're a scourge.
Yeah.
It is. It's beast through superior firepower, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
no, I think that's a pretty appropriate scoring, Ash. I don't think you've messed this one up. It's okay.
No, I'm pretty sure I got this right.
No,
Yeah.
that's good. Again, Bespoke, jumping up there. You've done a fantastic job in the all divs as well.
Just lone wolfing his way up there.
Just a lazy 25 every tournament. We'll just climb our way. They'll eclipse Kingfisher Disc Golf and the Adams family next time. Yeah.
Now, the one I didn't expect, Disconnection way up on that leaderboard compared to Disc Golf Warehouse. I thought Aiden, Ryan, Leo. I mean, I had a shocker, but meh. But no, Disconnection doing some work there.
Yeah.
And really showing that, in the pro divisions, it's not where all the work's done.
Yep.
Through abundance,
Well,
isn't it?
and I should say, with relation to with Jindy Disc Golf Shop, I didn't include Jason and Matty's scores because the deal wasn't officially inked.
Oh, well, then that's going to make a huge difference. when you add that, I mean, it blows the whole thing out of the water, doesn't it? I mean, Matty and I have done some work, and it's not being recognised. That's the hardest part about this.
My contribution is not playing.
Yeah.
Disc golf.
But I'm watching Bespoke. I had to avoid Frosty. Frosty is livid that we haven't included Jason and Matty's scores in there. Frosty, look him up. Matty didn't play, and Jason finished. Let's say outside the top 10.
Good Jindy man, no.
Yeah. It's a good. How is Jindy? Have you been to Jindy before, Jace?
I don't have to. I'm there in spirit. There in spirit.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like I'm there.
Yeah.
I feel the warm hands of the Jindy disc golf team around me as I step out of the tee. So I could just about feel like I'm there.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to Tommy.
Yeah. You worn the shirt yet?
A couple of times.
Yeah, nice.
I'm surprised Matty's taken it off.
It's a little chilly tonight, despite how warm that polo is with the reds and the yellows.
It's a brilliant polo, isn't it?
It is one of the best. The best.
My phone doesn't scroll that far down.
Well, that is our Retailers Championship for the moment. Now, our next major is Queensland Open, so we'd expect to see a lot of disconnection, probably some disc golf warehouse there. Hyzer flighters usually make their way up there. The Flying Aces, I don't know if the Red Baron and the Armada can. I don't know. Maybe Ferg is hiring a couple of buses to get all the aces up there, and try and take some points down. But hopefully see some movement. We've got the Flying Aces home tournament out the way. That was the big worry for the Retailers Championship. That's Red Bull in Austria for that at the Red Bull Ring. So we will move on with the Retailers Championship. I'll get all the points right next time, and I'll just chalk up a 25 for Bespoke every major now. Let's see. Now, I think. What's next? Is there anything left to do?
The only thing I was going to say is Ruben mentioned he went to a Thai restaurant earlier today, and it was quite nice. Yeah, unnamed Thai restaurant. And I actually didn't get a chance to have dinner here before I came, so I don't know about everyone else sitting at home watching, but I'm definitely a little hungry. It could be time for lamb shanks.
I'm doing a lamb roast.
Serve lamb on Australia Day.
Butcher.
Now I'm asking for a bit of seriousness and just bring the mood down a little. We've had Lamb Shanks is come under some serious fire. The Australian government, the ATO, the ACCC have been out to get Lamb Shanks, and for what is essentially, as we know it, the biggest disc golf segment on any disc golf media anywhere in the world. It's sports media in the world for that sake. So I'm disappointed out there, and I'm disappointed in the Park Media family, the Nuffies out there in particular, because there's been a distinct lack of Shanks sent to me over the last few weeks. And now I know it's colder, I know it's darker, and I know there's not as much disc golf being played, but no one will ever convince me that there are not still a huge amount of shit shots that I need to see. And that's what pains me the most, I think, is that, you all need to take a look at what you've done and what you've sort of caused here, because it's the people's segment. It's not my segment. It's not Parked Clubhouse's segment. It's the people's segment, and it's the people who've built the segment. So I need you all to dig deep. You know the email address, lambshanks@parkedmedia.com. Again, lambshanks@parkedmedia.com. I need you to send me your shanks. I mean, we've got... it's been a dry week. I'll be honest with you. I've got one, and this is a freshie. It was sent to us by Chris Scott from Melbourne. He's a fellow Eagle, and it's from the Vic Open last year. Okay. So just run that. We'll have a look.
All right.
It's a ripper. Let's have a look at it.
All right. Yeah, let's bring the mood up. All right. Oh, great shot. Look that.
Your runner-up CTP.
It's an absolute corker. It is an absolute beauty.
This is textbook Lamb Shanks. Like, they don't
Yeah.
get much more shanky than this.
Wait for it. So thank you all. For those of you who didn't recognise, that was Matty Faz.
That was for me.
That was Matty Faz.
We need to usurp that what's become the #1 shank.
I didn't recognise Matty Faz because he was throwing a frisbee and
I feel-
standing upright.
I feel like Matty's been on a few. Lamb Shanks lately, but that's definitely the first time we've ever seen it. But thank you very much for taking part this week, Matty. But yeah, look,
All right.
like I've said, Park Media family, I'm putting the call out to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I love you all, and I want you all to be a part of it. So I look forward to your emails coming through. Park Logie just happened.
That's it, mate.
Was that my monologue?
Yeah. You've done a piece to camera. You've done your Logie moment, and it's been recognised. So yeah, mate. I think you've look. You wanted to know that one. You wanted to speak to the people. You wanted to speak to your audience, and I think Cam Mitchell has proved that you've done it. So basically, sandbaggers, we need you to be shitter. We need you to film your mates being shitter. We need you to film your mates being worse. We know everyone's not playing a heap of disc golf. We're not playing a lot of casual disc golf, especially in the colder state at the moment. But get out there. What better time to throw a shit shot than when your hands are freezing first thing in the morning? So that's Lamb Shanks. It was a bit of a somber one, but you know.
Look, just on that, just having a look through the chat there, Broden Sherritt, is it Broden?
Yes.
Sherritt. I remember you from you featured on Lamb Shanks at the Vic Open. Writes, I've personally decided to stop throwing shanks. Sorry. Broden, no you haven't. No you haven't, mate. I'm not buying it. Get out there, get the camera going. I want to see him. Thank you very much.
It's awfully selfish, Broden.
And look at this, Jace. Look at this. You call the people, the myth, the legend answers. Look at this.
Oh, thank you, Cass.
Cassie Sweeten.
Thank you. That's disc golf community. That's that dynamic discs attitude right there.
That is dynamic action.
It's a good teammate. That's what that is.
It is.
It is.
It is a good team, mate.
It is. Like all the shade Matty's thrown Cassie's, Cassie's spiritual, well, not spiritual, actual team tonight, and she's still come in and chopped Jace out. That's how hard.
Thanks, Cass.
The little fella tugged at the heartstrings tonight.
And a testament to Cassie's character.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So we can't wait to see Cassie being shit.
I mean, you just don't get that many shanks when you're filming Rueben Berg in a tournament.
No, you don't. You don't.
Good golf is boring golf, and we're not here for good golf.
And we're also not here playing golf. So let's, and I will die on that hill. Let's move on. We have very little to go, but we do have a very select few people's favourite segment, and probably one of our most talked about segments from it wasn't the live one at Vic Open, it was the last one we did from the couch here with Cam.
Most talked about by me.
Yep. But we're going to get Professor Park. Look, we've given it a grade. We were found out at the Vic Open.
Is he here yet?
No, look, we were found out at the Vic Open that Professor Park is actually Kyle. So, he did a Tony Stark at the end of Iron Man 1 and just sort of said, I am Professor Park.
Is he there?
Oh! So, I'm going to hand over to Kyle. I'm going to hand over to Kyle now to talk us through some of the work he's done on the parked ratings, as we're calling it.
Oh, absolutely, Ashley. So I went and expanded my horizons a little bit. Last week we saw the parked team and their parked ratings. Now, the Australian
This
disc
is
golf
with
community.
your new equation.
Yes, yeah. So to recap, the new equation being your last 20 rounds, you average the top 8. So we're looking for a more potential approach, like aspirational disc golf.
More of a positive sort of reinforcement sort of thing.
Absolutely. And
rather than punishing you for your bad rounds.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We're We're rewarding good potential play.
Yep.
Absolutely. So moving outside of the Parks team, we looked into the entire Australian disc golf community.
The entire Australian disc golf community?
Yeah, Jace, would you take a guess as to how many Australian disc golfers there are active on PDGA? Do you want to throw a number out there?
300.
Ruben?
Oh, actually, I've got no idea, to be honest.
No idea. We have, in Australia, 804 active PDGA members. So, a round of applause for everyone. Those are some good numbers. We're getting up there.
How many subscribers do we have on the Park channel?
767.
767. So there's what, I don't know,
7 of them out there that haven't
33, 40, 37 or something that haven't subscribed. Yeah, so get on it. Yeah.
This is your warning. But no, so in front of me, I have all of your parked ratings. So if you're interested, drop a line in the chat. I'll respond with it, and I'll let you know. But I've done some very interesting maths, and what we've come up with is some ratings leaderboards. So based on the parked rankings, we've got our usual suspects with Dylan Feldman and David Perry maxing out at a revised rating of 1026. They're tied at the top.
Right.
That's quite fitting, don't you think, Ash?
I think so. It's sort of, I mean, obviously they've shot that. Obviously they've shot those rounds. That's how they're playing. We've seen a lot of Dave. We've seen a lot of Dylan. And, that's what they're capable of. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And moving away from individuals quite quickly, once again, we're going to stick to something that people actually care about. I worked out some average ratings by state. So we're preparing ourselves for the disc golf state of origin, of course. No one's asked for it to happen, but I'm here presenting a hypothesis.
Ruben is nodding aggressively next to you.
Another chance to win something.
So, boys, do we want to have a guess? So this is including every Australian active on PDGA. Do you want to have a guess as to which state is the highest rated?
Or, I mean,
based on your rating.
Are we talking average of the top 10?
This is complete whole state averaging PDGA rating. So I've done some other normal.
I'm going to say Vic.
Vic?
Just because I've got, I'm just looking at the top end.
Yeah. But I mean, you look at the mid range of Vic as well, and a lot of guys play. Everyone in Vic sticks to the PDGA recommendations for divisions and stuff. So we've got a lot of guys that your 850s, your 860s. Like we've got a lot of guys in that sort of 840 to 880 area. So it could be Vic. But I mean, smaller sample size. Ruben, you've played a lot of disc golf around the country.
I'll take a wild stab at WA.
WA.
Ruben's looking pretty good. WA average PDGA rating of 872.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
What about ACT?
ACT, well, we all know the dog doesn't play fantastically when the pressure's on. And it shows. They're only averaging 861. Austin, this is your notice, mate. You got to do some more work. Stop putting in those 850 rounds.
I feel like we're just guessing states now.
No, so Ruben was bang on the money. WA at 872 is the highest state.
Okay.
Followed closely by Vic at 866.
Okay.
Then SA at 861.
Yep, that makes sense.
And ACT also at 861. ACT pips them by 0.2, but hey.
You're going to have what's this?
Can Kyle introduce a new, more elegant rating system and then just send it, averaging everyone in each state? Hey, there's no limits to this system, Frosty. It's okay.
I got to say, from up close, it's a very, very impressive system. So,
that's okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll share the spreadsheet with our Patreon subscribers.
Absolutely, Frosty. You're going to get a preference link to this spreadsheet. It's going to be in Patreon for your lovely eyes to analyse.
We might send it in a zip file though, because it's actually every single player.
Yeah. There's actually more tabs on this spreadsheet than for those guitarists amongst you from the 90s. There's more tabs on this spreadsheet than the Ultimate Guitar Archive or the online guitar archive. Yeah, he's done some work.
Okay, now.
All right, Kyle, come on.
No, we're starting.
No, come on, bring it home. Like,
right.
let's show us your money shot. Let's do
So,
it.
and
Let's
I
keep
think
going.
with the fresh face of Australian disc golf, I want you boys to guess the average PDGA rating in Australia. So overall, your average PDGA number. My bad, I misspoke.
Hold on.
Average PDGA number. So in the moment we're in the 220,000s, I believe. Oh, 240,000.
I've seen some 2.4s, yeah.
But Australia's also got some 4-digit PDGA numbers out there.
Because early on they gave internationals lower numbers as well.
Because
Are you looking for a median here or
we're
a
going to allocate this block? Yeah.
Give me either, Jason. I have both of the numbers. So in the chat, also drop your guess.
I've seen the spreadsheet.
Showed me.
Go on. What are we looking for? The average?
Average PDGA
The
number.
average PDGA number. Let's theorize and then let's see if anything comes up in the chat.
that means.
So when you registered, you got PDGA number.
Yeah.
It's like a timeline of when you registered. So what do you reckon the average?
If you put all those numbers
and then divide it by
average that column, like literally as a number, not a marker.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Okay. Frosty's got 190471.
Frosty's a bit low.
Okay.
Broden's also a lower.
150,000.
I wouldn't have the foggiest idea.
What do you say it's up to now?
It's up to just over 250,000, I believe.
Oh, so someone's got 24601.
19 something.
What's Blakey H got?
Yeah, one's 207 something, I think.
I'm 210. Ruben, what are you? You're 19?
I got no idea.
Well, we'll show Blake's answer and then I'll give you a couple more hints.
Who have we got here? Oh, Blake Houston's ended the... Oh, hang on.
then that's
This is not Blake Houston. 165,000. This is one of those reptiles that wear the Blake Houston shirts.
No, definitely it's Blake Aston, I reckon. 2222.
Ooh!
Huss is a little bit high.
Us is a little bit
We've
higher.
got more guesses coming in. Cassie,
183,000.
So I'll stop it here. We've got the closest is Frosty.
Okay.
The average PDGA number is 193,939.
Wow.
Some nice nines and threes in that.
What was that number?
193. 939.
PDGA 193. Sorry, I need
939.
939. God, it's almost palindromic.
939.
Is it a prime number?
It's not an Australian PDGA number.
Congratulations, Keith. Congratulations, Keith Roberts from
you go.
Conway, South Carolina. He'd hate me because I'm wearing my North Carolina hat tonight. And his membership status is expired.
Oh, that's a shame.
So yeah, bad luck, Keefy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Could we find out who the median Australian disc golfer was?
The median
Just smack bang in the middle of history.
Have a
The
look.
most average Australian
Yeah,
disc golfer
okay.
right now.
Oh, I'll see what I can do. So the median is 203,475. So 50% of players are over 203,000, which I find
So that means they've started in the last 2 years.
pretty much. Yeah.
That's
200.
If we signed up,
number
what?
for growth, isn't
We
it?
signed up, what, April 2022, you and I, Jace?
Will we be pushing? Was it 2 years ago or 3?
Yeah.
Funnel-
Just over 2?
Funnily
Just over
enough,
2, yeah.
the first person in the most recent 50% is friend of the show, Wade O'Shaughnessy.
Really?
Yeah,
Brizzy Wade.
Brizzy Wade.
Congratulations. So Brizzy Wade is the most average disc golfer in Australia. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I mean, in terms of one very specific number, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. In terms of just luck of the draw and how we signed up. Love it.
Absolutely. And I'll do one more interesting thing.
Let's do it.
And that is looking at how old the disc golf scene is in each state. So where do you think the oldest, lowest PDGA number, average, by state? Where do you think it is?
Well, Poimina was the first course. So you
I
have
think
to
it was
imagine-
pretty close with her course in WA.
I'd say WA.
See,
What
I
I
was
would
going to
say.
say, I think is Brian Van Allen in WA and
I played Ultimate Frisbee with.
yeah, it's me in WA and then a lot of the early stuff happened in WA, right?
Brian Van Allen's actually the oldest PDGA number in Australia.
That's-
with 1999.
Yeah. Is he party? He's got 1999 as Peter. Wow.
Josh Smith's got a 4-digit, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Josh Smith is at
Meatball?
8542.
Yep.
8-5.
So Brian Van Allen, he's in WA, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's got to be WA, like the oldest medium.
WA or Vic.
WA or Vic from Cassie. Yep. Okay.
Jeff Cott's comment.
Thank
I
you.
don't understand what Jeff Cott said, so I haven't put it up.
That's
Is that dirty or is that okay?
Mitchell and Webb.
What is it?
That's
Is it Mitchell and Webb? All right, there we go.
So,
Number Wang. All right, right, got ya.
spot on the number.
Mhm.
WA is they average a 5-digit PDGA number.
Oh wow.
They average 96,594, which is pretty interesting. Followed closely by Queensland,
Queensland.
Yep.
and then
Oh yeah,
After
you've got
that,
some old hats in
Marchbank,
Queensland.
New
Yeah,
South
Tim
Wales.
Marchbank, yeah, for sure.
Played ultimate frisbee with him as well.
New South Wales, and the youngest state is ACT in terms of disc golf,
That's interesting.
which is all very, very interesting.
ACT, one of the youngest states with disc golf, but big ultimate history, as I understand it, like big ultimate state, but also like what 3 of the best courses in the country.
Plus, not even a state.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. Yeah, one of the disc golf territories. Ruben told us at the start of the night. I think what did Kyle say? Lesser or something.
Less people.
Less people, and Ruben turned up and said fewer. Kyle, and Ruben said, "I'm going to pull you up on stuff tonight, guys." And we've got an hour and 39 minutes into the show before Ruben pulled us up on something. So I think we've done pretty good, pretty well. Amazing, Professor. Have you got anything more? This is fascinating.
No, so anything else I will leave to our Patreon. If you want to see the full spreadsheet, get on the Patreon. It's linked in our link tree, so get on there. You can look around as much as you like.
Grab it, take it to a party with you on the weekend, and
Absolutely.
just let it all take over.
Just throw numbers at people. I've done it in this segment.
The crowd will gather. They will gather.
Our viewership has gone through the floor. So I'll leave you with one more point, and that is this is less disc golf rating related, but how many Aussie disc golf PDGA number neighbours are there, where both numbers belong to Australians?
Jesus.
Because I know, Ash, you registered at a very similar time to Parry.
Paratop, yes.
You're not neighbours. You're not even neighbours. How can you register at the same time and not be neighbours?
We registered, I don't know, what April 2022, I think, so just over 2 years ago. And, you know, at that time it was just like bang, 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 bang. You know, you couldn't tell, you know, you might register 1 minute and get, you know, 2,100 and 785 like I got, and you might register 10 minutes later and get 2,200, you know, 9,000. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, neighbours, so people that registered together. I'd say Narada Guzman and Brett Zeeble, but I know Narada doesn't have a PDGA number. It can't be those two, because you know Brett would have had to hold Narada's hand as he registered. How many neighbours? So we've got what
804 players.
So are you only counting the active members that are still not expired? And
6. Jason's got a number.
I think that's high.
Yeah.
What do we reckon?
1. Leo Dykes and Ryan Deere.
Ruben, what you got for me?
I'll go 3.
Ash, what's your number?
About 18.
18. Turns out there are 25 neighbours.
Wow.
And
DTB, baby!
And there are 2 sets of triplets. Now, we all know what one set of the triplets here are. Jason, who are they?
Am I supposed to know?
They're a disc golfing family.
Grey disc golfer. Yeah.
Absolutely. The other triplet is rather a funny one, with one person being from Vic, one from New South Wales, and one from ACT. So it's pure chance that they ended up as a triple.
You're right, Kyle. That is funny.
But there's a lot of other notables through here. We've got Claire Bruton and Mark Boland. We've got the Blackburns. We've got Toby Kinniston and Nathan Borg. PDGA neighbours. Dougie Adams and Janet Ford Adams.
Yep.
Dave and Corey Bandy.
Yep.
It's a family affair. speaking of, we've got Jeff Brunsting and Casper Carr-Howard.
Oh, okay.
Is he the paella guy?
Yeah.
That's him.
That guy.
Yeah. Sure.
And then
It was incredible. What's that, Ruben?
He beat me. Casper did.
At what? When? At what? Darts?
Inverness Open. That was my second event.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, your second event. Okay,
Yeah.
so not last week.
Haven't forgotten.
Yeah, right.
I definitely have not forgotten.
Did you eat? Were you there at the Vic Open? Did you have the
I
paella?
missed out on the paella.
Sorry.
I missed out on the paella.
Yeah, right. Because you abstained. Because I'm not taking food off that guy.
Because he was at home studying his photograph.
Sorry, Kyle. Go ahead.
no,
I
you're
just
right.
wanted to lean into Ruben losing something.
That's fair enough. Speaking of losing something, Chris Ronalds and Mark Hardy also made
Oh, 100%. 100% Ronald signed up for Hardy.
Absolutely.
100%. He has signed up for Mark.
And I believe there was one more that I really wanted to bring up, which I thought was quite amusing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Gina Hill and Sarah Lee.
Yeah.
Are PDGA number neighbours.
So they're what? Both ultimate background as well.
Yeah.
So it's possibly they had a few energy drinks on an ultimate weekend and signed up for the PDGA together and said, let's take this sport down.
And sugar gliders both.
Yeah.
Look at
Both
it go.
gloating.
How good would that be? Could have the PDGA numbers on the sugar glider shirts this time round and have those two playing doubles together and just have the adjacent PDGA numbers.
That
That'd
would
be
be
sick.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. All of this and more in the spreadsheet. Join our Patreon. Please.
Wait till I'm not even reading this comment, so apologies. Wait till I tell the boys the interquartile range of all big PDGA numbers. This is what we want. We want the
Believe it or not, that's in there too.
we want the data nerds going berserk for the park rankings. Sandbaggers, that is all we have time for tonight. It is actually less than we have time for because we're about 14 minutes over what we expected. But we're okay with that when we've got someone like Rueben Berg on the couch. We've got Professor Park spitting just numbers at us like crazy. We've got tournaments to recap. We never have time for everything we want to get through, but we will figure it out how to stop rambling on eventually. Ruben, can't thank you enough for making the trip out here and spending time on the couch with us tonight, mate.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Mate, you've helped us win tonight, and I really hope that some of your just winning, I don't know, what is it? Winning attitude, winning gold dust, winning glory just rubs off onto us, from being here on the couch.
I'll rub off on you any day.
If you're still here, I'm glad you stuck around for something that's not numbers.
Kids are in bed. It's all good. It's pretty late.
This is a Rueben Berg you don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Nice guy Ruben. Wait for our footage of the Hopkins Hyzer to come out. Nice guy Ruben's gone. Ruben's moved to MPO now, and he's just taking numbers. Thanks for tuning in. Sign up to our Patreon. You can find it through our link tree on Instagram. Thanks to Matty Faz for persisting with tonight through his persistent back injury. Thanks to Professor Park / Kyle for coming down and bringing the numbers and bringing the fire and putting those highlight reels together. And thank you to Jason. Thank you to Jason for his heartfelt and impassioned plea for more Lamb Shanks, which you guys need to come to the party on. Be worse at disc golf. Please don't watch this back and listen to our man Rueben Berg about how to be worse at disc golf, because he has absolutely no tips on that at all. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Guff in Ballarat, for getting behind us, or Guff in general for getting behind us. We're hoping to get down there soon and go through the lost or tossed and found bin and do some silly stuff with their frisbees and just get around all the good people at Ballarat. If you're going to play Mount Xavier, if you're going to play Vic Park, duck into Guff. We'd like to thank Ausdiscs and Hyzer Flight for their support of our coverage. We'd like to remind you that we have Parked Cat merch available, and you can get that through our Instagram as well, or hit us up, send us a DM, we will get you something. This has been the Clubhouse. We'll see you in 2 weeks when we probably have another tournament to preview, I think, maybe, and we will definitely have some Lamb Shanks, and Matty will have spent more time on social media. Thank you again to Rueben Berg. Thank you for watching. This has been the Parks Clubhouse. You've been legends. Thanks for all your work in the chat. We will see you later. Bye.